Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2022 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of February, and this reading is for the fire sign of Aries. Welcome everyone. As always, thank you for being here and thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. All that you do in support of this channel, watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, always welcome. So this reading is for the fire sign of Aries for the last 2 weeks of February 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Aries. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for an Aries. It's a general reading, so of course it's always going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs for any additional insight. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can also see that contact info by clicking on the description link, the arrow below. I can usually respond the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. So message me if you're interested. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Okay, Aries. Let's see what the last 2 weeks of February look like for you. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Legacy of the Divine. No, the Gilded Tarot. Okay. Aries. All right, Aries. We begin with the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, getting everything you want, having your cake and eating it too. With, Ten of Swords. Might come at kind of a cost. The Ten of Swords can represent the painful ending of a cycle or the ending of a cycle that has been somewhat painful. Sometimes it can represent feeling betrayed, exploited, abandoned, thrown under the bus. It's interesting. This may not resonate for all of you, but I am getting distinctly the impression that this Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, your cups overflowing with abundance, having your cake and eating it too, right? But there's always a bit of a question lurking with the Nine of Cups of, that being careful what you wish for, because you may get everything you think you need and or want, and then it's not everything that you thought it was. I am getting kind of the distinct impression that doing this or continuing to do this may end up ending something that you don't want to end. Let's keep going. Next to that, we have the Lovers, a relationship at a crossroads. This typically represents a decision that needs to be made that's going to decide the life and future of a relationship. Sometimes it can represent needing to make a choice in a third-party situation. Sometimes it can represent that a decision needs to be made in another part of life other than love and romance, but that, but it always represents being at a crossroads and a choice or a decision needing to be made that's going to have a significant impact on the relationship and usually the life or future of that relationship. With the Lovers, we have the Five of Coins. This is a card of insufficiency and lack. It can represent financial insufficiency and lack, or in an emotional way, because this looks like a relationship reading for many of you. It can represent feeling shut out, feeling on the outside, feeling abandoned, rejected, not good enough, feeling like you have to beg for everything that you need. Next, we have the Priestess, called the High Priestess in other decks. This is a card about intuition, about paying attention to intuition, opening yourself up to that connection to the divine, which often gives us these feelings or compulsions towards one thing or another. Some people call it intuition, some people call it gut instinct. It's paying attention to that, which requires a certain amount of quietness and openness. Typically, when that shows up, it usually represents knowing something, having a sense of something. With the Priestess, we have the Ace of Coins, brand new beginnings. Aces represent the number 1, so it's new start or the opportunity for something new. The Ace of Coins could represent a practical new beginning, moving, relocating, a new job, a combination of those, moving in together, getting married, something that has a new start, that has an impact in the earth energy area of our life, which often represents practical things, money, finance, property, real estate, assets. But this feels very much like relationship oriented. So that can mean a few different things for those of you. It might be that a decision needs to be made about money, about moving, about relocating, about something to do with that sort of practical new beginning, which is, of course, going to have a significant impact on a relationship. It can represent, and there's a sense of knowing here, I feel, that you know some new beginning needs to happen. However things have been going up till now, they're not going to work again moving forward. Something new has to happen here. Some decision needs to be made. Could be getting married, moving in together, something of that sort. Again, free will, free agency, you can choose not to. But I think this relationship will end if there's not some kind of new start or new beginning in this relationship. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the Ten of Cups. Happy home, marriage, childbirth, blessings. Maybe for some of you that this is maybe about marriage or taking something to, to that next level or a deeper level of commitment and responsibility within this relationship. It might be making decisions about having children. But there's, the Lovers is that relationship at a crossroads, which always means a choice. You can go this way, you can go that way. It feels like it really kind of all comes down to the Ace of Pentacles. Whatever this new beginning represents for you, whether it's moving, relocating, job, new home, children, it's going to make a significant impact on the future and life of this relationship. So let's clarify a little bit. Let's clarify the Ten of Cups as the overall energy. So the overall energy, the focus is on this. Happy home, home harmony, home balance, marriage, children, family. The happiness and harmony and balance of that. The Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, separation, disappointment. The Five of Cups, sadness, regret. And then we have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Swords. I feel like maybe this is how things were working up until now, like having your cake and eat it too, having it be all this way, and it's just lovely and fun. But it's time for a new path. It's time for a decision to be made, perhaps about where this relationship is going, or some other aspect of life that affects where the relationship is going. And if you continue to go in the same way, meaning that maybe there was nothing wrong with it, but it's time to make a decision now about how or if you're going to move forward. And if you keep continuing in this energy, it's going to cost you. It's probably going to end the relationship. It may be that something else has happened in this relationship. I mean, it's a general reading, right? So it's it's going to resonate differently for everyone. It may be that something has happened in the relationship. One of you hurt the other, you hurt them, they hurt you, something of that sort. There was perhaps some bad choices or decisions that happened. Maybe somebody felt unhappy or betrayed or really disappointed because somebody was just, I'm going to have what I have when I want it, what I want. And there's an apology here, regret, and you guys are trying to make decisions to how to do things differently moving forward. It can be that too. Let's clarify that Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups again, and the Star. So hope. Hope, renewal, or hope that the Star is renewed and restored hope, faith, and optimism. Renewed because it comes usually after a period of darkness or despair or pain or challenge or illness, right? It's darkness into light, winter into spring, sickness into health, right? And in the tarot, the Star comes after the Tower card, after that big major ending or unexpected event which comes in and really shakes things up or blows things up because something needed to be exposed so that you could move forward into something more stable, right? And the Star comes out after the Tower in the tarot chronologically. And it renews and restores hope, faith, and optimism that moving forward you can build something truly solid, stable, harmonious, balanced. So there's still hope here. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. Death and the Eight of Cups. So this is something ending finally once and for all, and somebody leaving, somebody walking away. Because the cycle needs to end, or because they felt like they'd done everything they can. I mean, the Ten of Swords, again, can represent a variety of different things. It can in a relationship, this can represent feeling betrayed. Maybe there's cheating or infidelity, or, you know, relationship problems come in all different shapes and sizes. But the Ten of Swords represents a cycle coming to an end. It's painful, right? Death is a final ending, and Eight of Cups is leaving and walking away. But it feels like there's some hope here. It may be that there was a breakup and the two of you, maybe there's some hope that it's not going to be final. Again, there's a choice here. And the choice that's going to be made is going to vary. Let's clarify the Lovers. The Magician and the Seven of Pentacles. This is trying to figure out what to do, taking stock, taking inventory of how much you have invested in something and what you want to do. Have your efforts gained you what you thought? Have the effort that you've put into something matched what you've got, what you're getting back out of it, or what you've gotten back out of it? Do you need to make changes, or simply take what you can and abandon it and go do something somewhere else? And the Magician is the manifester. He knows how to take everything that he wants to make manifest physically, and use his experience, wisdom, strength, resources, knowledge, and the hard work to make something possible. This is all clarifying the Lovers. So it's trying to figure out what to do, taking a look at, you know, this relationship or whatever area of life that's affecting this relationship, and take a look at what you have put into it and ask yourself, you know, is it worth continuing? Trying to figure out what to do, basically. Five of Coins. The Three of Wands, the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, which you are Aries. The Three of Wands, feeling more positive and hopeful about the future based on the effort that you've put into something. Somebody in this relationship, again, whether this is about the relationship specifically or some other area of life that's affecting the relationship, somebody feels like all the effort and work that they've put into a relationship is pointless, or you know, that there's no real hope for the future. It's like I keep doing all of this stuff, and I've invested all of this time, money, love, attention, effort, and I still feel like it's never enough. It's like it's not good enough. It doesn't leave me much hope for the future. That's kind of what I'm getting here, and because of that, a decision needs to be made. This cannot continue in the same way. What this really looks like, regardless of which side of the track you're on, or which side of the story that you're on, Aries, it feels like one person, it feels like an unequal balance of give and take. Like one person is always the understanding one, always the one waiting, always the one, you know, and the other person is just kind of living their best life in this relationship, but they're not giving back commensurately. Let's clarify the Priestess. The thing is, it feels like these are two people who really care about each other, love each other even. But it feels like one of them is far more selfish than the other. And perhaps because it has gone on for so long, they're in this habit of, well, I don't need to invest anything more. I don't need to take things to the next level because it's been fine this way. But they're not really kind of seeing it from their partner's point of view. Clarify the Priestess. Judgment, another crossroads, decision needing to be made. And it's usually, the outcome of judgment is usually final, as it typically is in a courtroom too, right? This is the point at which you answer for your actions and you make a decision moving forward. It's almost always about making a decision. The Knight of Cups, making that love offer, making that love-driven offer. I feel like you guys know what the right thing is to do here. Whoever's debating what the right thing is to do actually knows what the right thing is to do here. Whatever this new beginning is the right thing to do. But there's some reluctance or resistance to doing it. Clarify Ace of Coins. This feels like it's about either taking a relationship to the next level of commitment and responsibility, or making a decision in another aspect of life that affects the relationship, which means that you have to consider your partner in regards to the decision you make because it affects the relationship, and so it's not a decision you should be making on your own. Justice clarifies the Ace of Coins. Justice is the reap what you sow card, things being equitable and fair. It's the right thing. It's honor, integrity. I'm not quite sure what the struggle or reluctance or resistance to doing the right thing is here. I mean, it's a general reading, and that can, it's usually, it's our past and the experiences we've had that have shaped us and drive our decisions moving forward. Typically in relationships, people are afraid of commitment because of experiences they've had in the past. Here it feels like whatever is the best thing for this relationship, if you want to stay together, is clear. Even though somebody might be debating it or arguing it or resisting it or whatever, it feels like even under that, they know what the right thing is to do, whether it's you or your partner, right? So this whole time period, and it's a short time period, it's only 2 weeks, right? I put out these readings every 2 weeks, so it's typically just a 2-week period of time. This is all about what to do. Some of you, it might be something has already happened, and you're kind of on that line of, do we do this? Do we do that? Do we get back together? Do we? Okay, yes, but, there's reasons that led to things breaking down, and those reasons have to be addressed. Otherwise, there's no point in reconciling with someone, right? So my point is it still comes back to the fundamental energy of what is the right thing to do, the most honorable, ethical thing to do. And it feels quite clear here to both parties. But what's going to have to be worked on is whatever issues that are keeping someone from doing the right thing, or them struggling with doing the right thing. So let's end this with some advice and guidance. Oops, card flipped around here. Okay. Advice and guidance for Aries for the last 2 weeks of February. Strength. Strength is about facing fears, doubts, insecurities. Strength is about finding yourself in a situation that you may not like and asking yourself, what part did I have to play in this? How did my choices, actions lead to this as well, which can be difficult to do. That's why this is called strength. Strength, courage, wisdom, humility. It takes a lot to look at yourself that way. It takes a lot to face your fears and doubts. It typically usually represents as advice to face the thing that you're afraid of, to address your reasons why you're afraid of it, and move through it and create those changes so that you can move through those fears, which means you have to do the thing that you're afraid of doing. Which is difficult, requires strength. That's why this is strength, but this is your advice from Spirit. 10 of Wands. lay the sticks down, lay the burden down, something that's been being carried for quite a long time, whatever reasons either of you have for not moving forward and doing what you feel is the right thing in this situation, because of this, because of that, because it may turn out like these things did in the past, whatever. It's time to lay that down and have a completely different and new perspective on this moving forward, which is the Ace of Swords, success that comes from the epiphany, the seeing something in a realistic light, the new light, the perspective of what it actually is. If you're not making a commitment moving forward in this relationship where the two of you really love about each other or care about each other, because of issues that happened in the past, perhaps in other relationships, that's not the same person. This isn't that same time. So it's about not using the same paintbrush with this that you did to paint that thing in the past, right? This is a different thing. I mean, there is, exercising wisdom and judgment in relationships, but, this is also about facing whatever you're afraid of and overcoming that in order to move forward if you want to stay with this person. Because what it feels like, Aries, is that if you're not willing to do that, fair enough. Sorry about that. Always in the middle of a reading, right? So fair enough if you don't want to do that, but it also looks like that is going to cost you the relationship itself. And again, you might be on the other side of this. It might be your partner that's going through this instead of you. I apologize for that. Somebody tried to call in on my computer. It might be the other person that's kind of doing this reluctance resistance thing and not you, in which case that leaves you, again, with the same crossroads decision that needs to be made. So that's kind of what it looks like for the short period of the last 2 weeks of February. Okay, Aries, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of February. I hope that they were that they resonated with you, or at least gave you some clarity, insight, or food for thought for that. Again, if any of this resonates with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something, email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can also see that info by clicking the description link, that arrow. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the March general readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.